Lady Gaga just said something about the Philippines, and the internet is absolutely losing it. Her words have gone viral, and it's not just fans talking. Everyone, from die-hard little monsters to casual listeners, is buzzing. But why? Well, this isn't your average celebrity comment. It's not just a one-liner or a friendly shout-out. No. What Gaga said hits on something deeper. There's emotion, history, and yes, even a little controversy wrapped up in it. So if you're wondering what really happened and why the Philippines holds such a powerful place in Lady Gaga's heart, don't blink. We're diving all the way in. Now, before we unpack the comments that sparked all the headlines, let's rewind the clock a bit. Because Gaga's connection to the Philippines didn't start yesterday. It's been building for years. Her relationship with the country is genuine, heartfelt, and full of unforgettable moments. From the start, Gaga felt something different about the Philippines, and the feeling. It was mutual. Her Filipino fans didn't just embrace her music, they embraced her. The woman behind the glam, the messages of freedom, self-expression, and empowerment. And it all started with one explosive moment back in 2012. That year, Gaga brought her Born This Way ball tour to Manila, and the Mall of Asia Arena was electric. Thousands of fans packed the venue, buzzing with anticipation. And when the lights went out and Gaga hit the stage, what followed wasn't just a concert. It was a cultural moment. A celebration of identity, of freedom, of the power to be you, no matter what the world says. For Filipino fans, this was more than just a chance to see a pop icon live. Gaga's performance felt like a declaration. You are seen. You are valid. You belong. In a society where traditional values often dominate, her boldness, her vulnerability, her message, it all resonated in a way that went beyond entertainment. Her little monsters, as she lovingly calls them, came from everywhere. Big cities, small towns, every background imaginable. They weren't just fans. They were believers. Gaga gave voice to those who had been silenced, courage to those hiding in the shadows. And that night, in that arena, something real was born. But it didn't stop there. Gaga's connection to the Philippines only deepened with time. In 2017, she returned with her Joanne World Tour, and this visit hit on a different emotional level. After years of physical and emotional battles, including chronic pain and mental health struggles, she stepped onto the Manila stage not just as a superstar, but as a survivor. She opened up in a way that few artists do, talking honestly about the toll fame and illness had taken on her. But more than that, she thanked her Filipino fans, deeply, sincerely. She said their love had carried her through her darkest days, that their support wasn't just appreciated, it was life-saving. And when she told them they were the best fans in the world, you could feel it wasn't just a line, it was truth. That moment wasn't just about music. It was about healing, connection, community. Her fans weren't just watching a show, they were sharing a deeply personal journey with her. And in that moment, Gaga wasn't just an international star. She was one of them. And her impact, it went far beyond the stage. Gaga's message of self-love, gender freedom, and radical authenticity struck a chord in a country where being different can still be a challenge. Her music became more than entertainment. It became an anthem for those fighting to be heard. In particular, her influence on the LGBTQ+ community in the Philippines has been profound. For many, Gaga became a symbol of what's possible, of living out loud, of refusing to be boxed in. She inspired people to step into their truth, even when the world tried to keep them small. And this is what makes her latest comment so powerful. Because when Lady Gaga speaks about the Philippines, it comes from a place of history, connection, and deep respect. She's not just dropping names or checking boxes. She's reflecting on a journey, one that's as personal for her as it is for the fans who've stood by her side. So what did she say this time? In a recent interview, Gaga opened up again, this time about her genuine love for the Filipino people. She spoke about their warmth, their resilience, their spirit. She called them some of the most passionate, loving fans she's ever had. And she didn't stop there. She talked about how the energy she feels from the Philippines is different, special. How it lifts her, inspires her, reminds her of why she started making music in the first place. And that's why her words are going viral. Because they aren't just flattery, they're a tribute, a thank you, a reminder that the bond between Lady Gaga and the Philippines isn't just about albums and concerts. It's about hearts connected across oceans. So if you're wondering what's next for Gaga and her Filipino little monsters, stick around, because something tells us the best chapters of this story are still being written. In a candid and emotional moment, Lady Gaga shared something that stopped people in their tracks. She feels at home in the Philippines. But she didn't mean just the cheers of the crowds or the smiling faces in the airport arrivals hall. It was something much deeper. She spoke about something Filipinos carry in their spirit: resilience. Not the kind that's loud or flashy, the quiet kind, the kind that keeps going even when the lights go out. And for Gaga, that kind of strength hits close to home. Let's not forget, this is someone who stood on the world's biggest stages while battling chronic pain, heartbreak, media obsession, and the weight of being a voice for the unheard. So when she talks about resilience, she knows what she's saying. And the way she talked about Filipinos, it wasn't distant, it wasn't detached, it was personal. She recalled the energy of the fans who waited through heat and rain just to see her perform. The letters, the messages, the tears, the gratitude, the kind of support that sticks with you when the stadium is empty and the makeup comes off. That's the love she's felt from the Philippines, and it's a love she hasn't forgotten. But the internet, as always, had its own opinions. Some fans cheered. They said, "Finally, someone's saying what we've known all along. Filipinos are built different." Others weren't so sure. Some asked, "Is Gaga using our trauma as part of her artistic script? Is this real, or just another performance?" And here's the wild part. That debate itself is so Gaga, because with her, everything is layered. She's art and honesty, spectacle and sincerity, all at once. That's the duality that made her a global icon. But in this case, maybe it's not about the messenger, it's about the message. Let's talk about what made Gaga's comments resonate so deeply. Because she wasn't just giving a compliment, she was giving a tribute. Think about what the Philippines has gone through. Centuries of colonization, the heartbreak of war, natural disasters that rip through towns like clockwork, political turmoil, and economic struggle. And yet, somehow, you'll still find karaoke machines echoing in alleyways. You'll still see smiles that feel like sunshine. People who give you food when they barely have enough for themselves. That's not just resilience. That's magic. And it's not new. This strength has roots. In 1896, when Filipinos said enough and rose against Spanish rule, it wasn't just about politics, it was about identity. In 1986, when the People Power Revolution swept through Manila with prayers, flowers, and unity, not guns, it reminded the world that change doesn't always roar. Sometimes it sings. And now, in the present day, the spirit of that revolution is still alive. You see it in the OFW mothers holding families together from across oceans, in the kids studying by candlelight, dreaming of becoming doctors, singers, engineers, in the neighborhoods rebuilding after every typhoon, like hope is something that never runs out. That's what Lady Gaga saw. That's what she felt. And that's what she tried to honor. Sure, critics can say what they want. But maybe we should ask, When was the last time a global superstar didn't just visit, but truly saw us? Not as a tour stop, not as a trend, but as a people worth celebrating. In her own theatrical, emotional, dramatic Gaga way. She wasn't just talking about us, she was standing with us. So whether you think her words were too polished or perfectly heartfelt, one thing's for sure. The Philippines made a mark on her, and she made a mark on us. Maybe that's the real story here. Not just a celebrity giving compliments, but a reminder that the world is watching. And sometimes it actually sees. So whether you love her, question her, or fall somewhere in between, one thing's clear. Lady Gaga didn't just praise the Philippines. She felt it. And in a world full of noise, sometimes being seen is the loudest thing of all. If that moved you even just a little, hit like, drop a comment, and tell us, what does Filipino resilience mean to you? Don't forget to subscribe for more untold stories that deserve the spotlight.